Let's check out this 12-outlet rack mount power delivery unit from StarTech. This is one of the few rack mount power strips that has right-angled outlets, which allows you to plug in bulky power adapters without blocking neighboring outlets. StarTech sent me this unit for free, but just know that all the thoughts and opinions I'm going to share are my own. This PDU is rated for 15 amps and fits standard 19-inch racks in both horizontal and vertical configurations. It has a nice little cover to protect from accidentally hitting the power switch and also includes a resettable circuit breaker. This power strip intentionally doesn't have surge protection, so you can plug it into an uninterruptible power supply which already has surge protection and expects a direct load to be plugged in. It has outlets on both the front and the back with really nice spacing. The spacing on the front is about an inch wide, and the back spacing is about 1 3/4 inches. It also has a grounding screw on the back if your use case requires grounding beyond the 3-prong power plug. This thing looks and feels super solid. The only thing I'd maybe change would be to add a standard IEC power inlet so you can use a power cable in whatever length that suits your setup. The permanently attached power cord that it comes with is 8 feet long and feels pretty beefy. The markings show that the conductors are 14 gauge, which makes sense for the 15 amp capacity. 8 feet is a good length. I'd just prefer shorter for my specific setup. This'll work fine though. Okay, let's try this thing out. Here's my little rack situation that I have going on for my home lab. I'm not fancy enough to have a rack mounted UPS, so I have a desktop one mounted to the wall behind the rack. I don't really mind this, but the way that I currently plug stuff in with short extensions really bugs me. Let's take this all apart and switch over to the PDU. This little rack is also made by StarTech. I bought it several years ago, and that's how I discovered their brand. Alright, I'll attach the included cage nuts with one empty space between them to fit the hole pattern on the PDU brackets. I'll also reroute these annoying Ethernet cables in a minute after I get the PDU secured. I'm leaving the first screw a little loose, so there's some play to help with getting the left side lined up nicely. I like that the included hardware came with metal washers instead of cheaper plastic ones. Alright, let's snug these screws down, and then I should probably neaten up the power cable, and plug it into the UPS before doing anything else. Let's check out the power switch before plugging stuff in. First we have that cool little protective cover. Oh, let me turn off some lights so you can see this switch illumination better. Alright, nice. Let's plug stuff in. The right angle outlets and their spacing is perfect. This would be such a nightmare with outlets that face the other way. I straight up wouldn't be able to plug in all this stuff because it would block the adjacent outlets. It's really nice that there are outlets on the back too. These powered coax adapters that I'm plugging in are a little tricky because the coax is so stiff. It's sort of like playing power cable Tetris. Let's clean up these Ethernet cables so they're routed behind the PDU instead of cluttering up the front. This is looking really good. I could probably spend more time neatening up these wires, but I think this is good enough for now. Man, this thing looks great. I love how much more organized things are with this PDU. Hats off to the team at StarTech for a really thoughtful design. The right-angled outlets with sensible spacing are a feature that not many others are doing. Alright, I think that covers everything. I hope you found this useful, and I'll catch you in the next one.